Hello everyone, my name is Anthony and I want to take some time to talk to you guys about this whole power problem thing in California. So before I get started, I came across this whole industry because for me being in HVAC, originally I wasn't too sure if I wanted to go on roofs, and I tell people this all the time. They were like, Anthony, do you really want to go on a roof? And I said, yes. Well, to tell you a quick story, I go down underneath a home one day, take a project, with me and a good friend named Armando I went to school with. We went underneath the mobile home area and underneath there to fix a small venting system. So while crawling on my knees, saying to myself, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. And I may look young, but I'm a little seasoned, especially as time keeps getting older. My joints don't feel the same. But I go underneath the house and I start pulling up and I said, wow, this is crazy. I'm underneath a mobile home. At that very moment, I realized that if there's any other way I can try to do things differently, I would take what I've learned in the HVAC field. So from that experience, I became certified. So one of them here is that I'm currently a member of a couple of different organizations for HVAC, and then I'm certified to discuss equipment, ways to keep your house energy efficient. And most commonly, a lot of people I meet that have maybe watched this video, that's why if you do decide to subscribe, because of today's times, I may not be able to come to your house, but fulfilling my promise, I'm going to show you how to keep your AC maintenance. So just to kind of get moving forward, that's where I took my experience in HVAC, and I was approached with an opportunity to work with an opportunity to help homes convert. In the conversion process, it's called a conversion for me because when you're certified by the state, they want you to explain it. You're qualified in time windows to be able to be converted to get help for your home. That's the reason why I'm working here right now, because I can help you, and there's certain incentives that make it super simple. So I put this together so that way if you and I have met, or if your home is one that comes up on my list and I can survey you, at least you know why they're willing to help you out. All right, so just to start off so you guys know the power problem going on in California, they closed all the power plants. So many people know LADWP, it's no longer there anymore. It's like a thing of the past. So LADWP, they closed all the power plants. That means that they're aggressively moving towards green energy. There's a little date down here at the bottom. It says last year. So some of you guys' rates have been kind of climbing slowly. That's the reason why. And it's not going to change. It's going to keep getting worse. So putting this together, hopefully it makes sense because it's not coming from LA. It's coming out of state. They put some money aside with this whole conversion in California. So if you're living in California like myself, welcome to my home. Nice to meet you again. At least you know that they put a little bit of money aside to help this whole process. So behind the scenes, that's got nothing to do with me. I just try to do the research so it makes sense to me. That's why I'm able to help you and put this video together, and that's what makes me different from others. Historically, these rates have been increasing. So every year, if you've noticed, it started like maybe in the low teens. Now it's climbing. The biggest issue that you're going to face is that whether you sell your home, transfer, if you're in California, you can't control this power issue. It's just going to keep going up. So if I get an opportunity to meet you, that's the reason why I express you. It's going to benefit you because it just shows here historical rate prices. They just keep going up. Now you have it where at some point, if you wanted to vote on this whole thing or get your opinion out there, there's many ways I can kind of guide you to the right path so you can get the questions answered. This just talks about SC&E and how you can get your voice heard if your rates are just skyrocketing sky high and I wasn't able to get a hold of you or you weren't able to watch this video. When I meet many people, I tell them that based on the time that I met you, it's going to show you here what you qualify for in terms of savings. So I go over that part with you. There's going to be many videos I make. So hopefully it simplifies this whole process. This is probably the hardest part of my job. Literally, it's probably the hardest part of my job. And hopefully I made it a little bit more exciting for you because I wasn't able to meet you. Nice to meet you. Compliment you in your beautiful home because that's normally when you come up. Try to keep your home clean. There's certain things that you qualify for. And that's the difference between me explaining this program out here for you. So because the rates go up, the only difference between me telling you now, I don't know when it's going to change. I tell many homeowners, you change the summer to winter rates, more than likely this upcoming summer or whenever they change your service address. You can tell in your bill because they deliver your power. So when I read your meter, I show you how your power is going to change. And it also tells you here that there's a lot of benefits to being on a fixed rate program versus because the power plants are closing, the power is coming out of state. So here's a good example on how it looks. Some of the systems aren't so advanced, but this is an example. Normally, I'll take the readings, take some pictures, get some different details on your home, pull up the information for your house. It'll show us what you're paying right now, and that's where I'm really skilled at understanding this process, and it'll show me what you're going to change to. So I try to give you some up-to-date because people are like, I'm going to sell my home. I plan on doing this. I plan on changing that. I'm like, hey, that's totally fine, sir or miss, but at least you know how it's going to change. It's really beneficial because it's the same power. The difference is it keeps going up. So here's a unique thing that they call now, because the power is going up, things are changing, California wants to help you. They call this unique transition time of use. Not every company or utility provider is going to put how they're going to deliver your power or their goals. This is just a good example on how this one particularly does. So it's going to show you here that when you change, you're going to go on some rate time window. What's misleading that you're going to get the same bill, not know how you're charged, but now you know the rate's going to go up. When your home comes up, I try to tell you this. You may not know, but like myself, when I use the power, everyone's got to pay this bill, where they postpone it, you pay it later. It just simply means when you qualify, all this stuff is going to be of the past, and you're all at one rate for all your power. Just super simple. So on your utility bill, for example, this just happens to be another utility provider. It's going to show you here a rate in which your meter has for all your power, and then also shows you this little graph and the rate that you're on. What I tell many homeowners, they're going to match this same power, see if your home qualifies. I don't know if you do yet. I just know if I'm able to read your meter, then you got to be a nice person because somebody's going to help you. And that's why I feel strong about just explaining what I try to do, what we can do, and what this really means for California and the power problem. When they do change you, you're going to have these 3 different rates. When you used to pay one rate for all the power, now you know how Mr. Rodriguez felt, other people that I've helped, they felt the same. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I met them. You know, I walked to the door, explained to them how I can help you, and then if I'm fortunate enough to meet you, a lot of family and friends refer me elsewhere, but if I'm fortunate to meet you on my own, that's my hardest job, just explain to you it's the same power, but now you know how the rates are different. So the good thing is that these small changes, and then we try to cut out the delivery charges, so it just gives you straight the power you need for your house. Super simple. And this is what I try to avoid. So, and this is many times a lot of people, they just don't say it. Like your neighbor's not going to just knock next door and say, hey, is your bill really high? Because mine's super high. It doesn't work that way with power. But what happens is if something happens to someone, the bill changes hands. It looks like it's a new homeowner. That means that at some point, you're going to get market rate for the power. And you were going to get that rate anyway. You just fast forward the process. So in this case, one of the homeowners moved out of town, went on deployment, her husband, and she's at home with the baby. The moment that she puts her name down, that very moment is how that bill shows $600, possibly for the same power. I just know when I do these surveys, it's going to really benefit you because it's one rate for all the power. They're going to give you some perks, but just today I want to cover the power problem and why it's going to benefit you, irregardless on just understanding this, and if I'm able to help, how this thing works for you. So I won't be too specific, but I meet a lot of companies. This is in the example of what I see from someone. They just pull the information up and they say, hey, this is what they left me. For me, I'm not sure what that means for the homeowner. I just know that I let you know how your power works. I don't work in the summer only. I work all year long. I'd like to help you with your home. Out of 800 homes I help, I'd like to give you advice. If I can't help you, it's going to save you a lot of money, not just from the training from HVAC, but just knowing who you can call when you make these changes. And that's what makes me different from others. So this is the difference between a piece of paper, me explaining to you, and hopefully making this video so it's helpful for you. When I survey a neighborhood, some areas I can survey, I may not have gotten to yet. Other areas I do. It just means that if your home comes up, for example, I'll let you know what you qualify for and what your meter says, and I'll definitely bring you back the results so you know what it says for your home. And I want to thank you guys for taking some time to just have a little brief introduction about this whole power problem. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Normally I send this in email form, and if you have received this video, it just means I wanted to recap so you know why these savings are different, and the rates are totally different from today of when I met you maybe last year, 3 months ago, and who would have ever thought the world's changed so much today? Hopefully you found this video supportive, and if you decide, I'd really like you to subscribe. I'm going to be going through some tutorials about the AC unit here. And I haven't gone through a professional walkthrough at my home with you, but at least you know I got solar set up, got the AC going, and this is the reason why I signed up for this program, to be able to help you like I would do myself. Thanks again for taking time. Any questions, feel free to call or text. My number is 951-226-5527. Thanks.